If you're like me, you would love to have more useful plants growing in your living space, but you're limited on the amount of space and resources you have. So today, I'm going to show you a couple of easy herbs to grow in your kitchen or on your porch and give you a few tips for caring for them. General tips to start you off. Firstly, you're going to want to get a good quality potting soil. If you're starting your plants from seed, look for something that's specifically intended for seed starting. For herbs, you're going to want something that drains extremely well. You can accomplish this by mixing sand or perlite in with your potting soil, ensuring your container has enough draining holes, and putting gravel below the soil. Basil is a wonderfully versatile and useful kitchen herb. Scientific name Ocimum basilicum, it's in the mint family Lamiaceae and likes warmth and well-draining soil. For container planting, you'll want to choose a dwarf variety like Pistu, Purple Bush, Minette, or Boxwood. Of these, Purple Bush is most tolerant of cold, so if you're growing in a chilly kitchen window, that might be your best choice. If you'd like to bring your basil outside, make sure you wait until it's at least 50 degrees Fahrenheit at night. Pinch off flowers to encourage more leaf growth, and pick leaves at your leisure for cooking. These little seedlings are a sweet basil variety that I started a couple of months ago while the weather was still cold and I was desperate to plant something. I've got them in a nice big pot with gravel at the bottom and organic potting soil that has some perlite mixed in. I'm also saving some seedlings to put in my community gardening plot later this month. This next plant is a little offbeat, but I am a huge fan. Lemon balm, scientific name Melissa officinalis, is in the mint family, Lamiaceae, as well. It gets its name because of its lemony taste, and it's useful for a lot of things. The dried leaves can be used in tea, and the fresh leaves can be used in salads. Lemon balm is a prolific grower, and you'll want to pick the young leaves before it flowers. It's a perennial, so it will come back year after year. It grows well with partial sun. Chives are closely related to garlic, onions, shallots, and scallions. They grow from bulbs, and the stalks, called scapes, are popular in cooking. In containers, they need lots of space, so don't crowd them and give them a nice deep pot. Unlike some of the other herbs I'm covering, chives really benefit from fertilizing. You'll want to make sure their initial soil is rich in compost but still drains well, and treat the plants with a nitrogen-rich fertilizer like fish emulsion. You can grow either garlic chives or onion chives. Their names reflect their tastes, and both are equally easy to grow. You'll want to grow them from bulbs or seeds, and they're also a perennial. Kept inside, the bulbs will regrow through the winter, providing you with tasty, fresh chives year-round. Scientific name Rosmarinus officinalis. Rosemary is unique compared to the other herbs I've discussed because it is an evergreen plant. It has woody stems and compact, waxy leaves evolved for keeping in moisture. The plant originated in the Mediterranean region and needs good drainage, and the soil should be allowed to dry out slightly between waterings. Give the plant plenty of sun and increase the pot size every year as it grows. It's easiest to grow from a store-bought plant or cutting as the seeds are difficult to germinate. When choosing a variety, trailing varieties like Santa Barbara or Huntington Carpet make great hanging baskets. The variety Blue Boy is great for windowsills. Harvest stems by clipping them off and use the leaves or stems in cooking. The flowers are also great for salads. While I'd argue that all of the plants I'm discussing are beautiful, this last one is particularly so. Violas and pansies. These colorful flowers thrive in cooler weather, so they're great for the spring. What's wonderful is that their flowers are edible. They're a great colorful addition to salads, or you can candy the blooms with sugar. Grow these in rich, moist soil with partial shade. If you're buying grown plants, look for ones with lots of buds. Be sure to deadhead the flowers, aka cut off wilting flowers, and don't allow seeds to form. This will help the plant to keep producing more flowers. Those gorgeous flowers can then be clipped off and used as a colorful addition to salads or candied and used to adorn things like cupcakes. I would also add that if you're planning on growing these for consumption, be mindful of where you purchase the plants. Many nurseries will douse plants in pesticides and herbicides, and you don't want those on plants you'll be eating. This is true for all edible plants, but as violas are often used as decorative plants, be particularly careful. And look for species like Viola tricolor and Viola x whitrockiana, which are safe to eat. African violets, despite the name, are not true violets and should not be consumed. Those are just a few plant possibilities qualities to get you started. There are literally hundreds of varieties out there for you to try. Check out some of the resources in the description for more in-depth information. But in summary, you're going to need some containers with drainage holes, high quality soil with added sand or perlite to help with drainage, and your plants or seeds of choice. Put them in a sunny window and remember to prune them as needed. You'll have a flourishing stock of fresh herbs in no time. I would love to see what herbs you have growing at home. Tag me in photos over on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Brilliant Botany on both. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more tutorial videos like this, and please hit the like and subscribe buttons to stay up to date on my future videos. And you can hit that bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. All right, quick merch note. For the month of June through June 22nd, I have my Rainbow Bee t-shirt design on sale again to celebrate Pride Month. 20% of the proceeds from the sale of these shirts will go to Project Q, a really amazing organization that provides identity-affirming haircuts to queer homeless youth. And then the rest will support the work I do on Brilliant Botany, bringing science resources, attending festivals, and bringing you all kinds of accessible plant science information. You can check those out at the link in the description or on the screen. I also have patches, stickers, and buttons with that same design. You can get those at the Brilliant Botany shop, also linked in the description. What you doing? Okay.